So, all right, guys, we got to get this one right. On three, we're going to say, welcome back to Extraordinary Thoughts for On Their Mind. 1, 2, 3.
Welcome back to our Mind.
And we back.
That'll work right there.
Yeah.
And we back. And we
Yeah.
back. And we back. And we
We did our
back.
best.
And we
Y'all did y'all best. And that's all that
and
matters.
we
What's going on, everybody? It's that ordinary podcaster with the extraordinary thoughts that tells you to stop being green and be extraordinary. I'm your host, Demetrius Thigpen, also known as Meech Speaks, and welcome back to another episode of Extraordinary Thoughts for the Ordinary Mind. Wow. 2 years. 2 years ago, I walked into this booth, pressed record, and unloaded everything that was on my mind. I unloaded everything that was on my heart. I unloaded everything that was in my soul. And y'all fucked with me. You know, you never realize how powerful something is. Let me rephrase, how powerful you are until somebody says it. And I just want to say thank you. Thank you so much for supporting the podcast. As we go into the second anniversary of the podcast, I can't help but not say thank you. Thank you to the people that have come up to me, and it took me a minute to get used to this. I ain't about to lie to you. It took me a minute to get used to this because I wasn't aware of the things that I was saying on air. Never was. I just was saying what was on my heart. So when people would come up to me and say like, yo, man, like that episode that you did, it really hit home. Hey, man, your podcast, man, keep up the good work. I just want to say thank you. I want to say thank you to the people that have been like, that be staring at me in public. And then they be like, hey, do I know you from somewhere? And I'll look and be like, Instagram. And they say, yeah, man, like your post, man, like I really love your post. Thank you. Thank you. I want to say thank you to the people that bought the book. Because Lord Jesus, I'm going to tell you right now, I had no idea that I'll be an author. I had no idea. I thought that I would just get on air, talk some shit, and people would fuck. I did not know I was going to be an author. And y'all still, like, y'all hung on to my words. Y'all fucked with me. And I cannot stress that enough. Thank you. To the people that came out to my live show, thank you. Honestly, I just want to say thank you to the listeners. Each episode, we average about 100 downloads an episode. In 1 week, we'll push up to about like 3 something, almost 4 something. In a month, I average almost 2,000 downloads. 2 years of podcasting has led up to 44,000 downloads. And I ain't do that alone. I came in here and I said that this podcast was dedicated to helping us become a better version of ourselves. And I didn't know what that version was. I just knew that we needed to be happier. I just knew that we needed a little bit more sleep. I just knew that we needed to love ourselves a little bit more. I knew that we needed a little bit more confidence. I knew that we needed to forgive ourselves more. I knew that we were going through some relationship problems and we needed to get over them hurdles. I knew that we was just dealing with some shit that, let me rephrase, we was just dealing with this thing called life. And especially in a pandemic, I just want to say thank you to everyone that has supported me. Moving forward, there's still going to be more extraordinary thoughts coming out of this ordinary mind. And with that being said, let's go ahead and get into today's episode. So, my very first episode was Find Your Peace. And when I did find your peace, just like what I mentioned earlier, I just came in and just cleared everything out, to be honest with you. I was finding peace as I was doing that episode. I had a lot on my mind. I had a lot going on. So when I did that episode, I just cleared everything. I said everything that was on my fucking heart. And a year later, I came back to that episode and I can just hear the pain. I can hear the rawness. But the one thing that I felt like I was missing was, how the fuck do I find peace? So I redid the episode, How to Find Peace. And during that time, I started to, apply the things that I was talking about. The things that I was manifesting were starting to take physical form, and I was content with what was going on. I was happy. So I felt like as I came back to that episode, how can I help somebody else find the peace that I'm currently in right now? Here we are on the 2nd anniversary, and am I at peace? Absolutely. Did I go through things called life? Absolutely. And man, I'm going to tell you right now, I thought I wasn't going to make it. I wasn't going to make it. I talked about going from the caterpillar to the butterfly and still feeling like the caterpillar. But what I did not tell you is that a lot of times when we go to that next level, we start to break ourselves down, and not in the sense of being broken down, but you got to break yourself down. And when I say that, I want to really just break this part down real quick. No pun intended. When you take your car to the shop, the thing is that before I can get to the engine, I got to remove the bumper. And as I remove the bumper, I got to remove the lights. And I might end up having to remove all these other excess parts that are surrounding the engine before I can actually pull it apart. And from somebody looking in, you would look at the car and be like, damn, that car fucked up. Look at all the parts all over the place. Oh man, what the fuck's going on? Not knowing that it's a whole engine being replaced. But before I can remove the engine, I got to remove all that excess stuff. And then when I'm done, I put everything back together. That's what it felt like this time around. That I was in pieces. But I was so focused on the things that were all over the floor, all around me, I didn't even realize that a major part was being installed. We just had to remove the pieces so we can get to it. So with this episode, I just want to remind us. I just want to double tap. Oh man, I feel like I'm about to get back in my mode. Let's get into it. We finding peace in pieces. All right, so the first thing that I really want to just talk about is we got to remain mindful. And as you remain mindful, understand that to be mindful means to be in the present. And a lot of times, see, we get hung up in this thing called life where we get hit one time and throughout the entire fight, we're only worried about the punch that we received in the first round. You still got 12 left. And what I mean by that is that you fucked up on Monday. And now Tuesday's here, but you still worried about Monday. Now Wednesday's here, but you still worried about Monday. You done made it through the whole fucking week, but you so caught up on the shit that you did on Monday, you haven't even realized that you've passed a whole fucking week. You have relinquished the opportunity to be able to have a productive week because you fucked up one time. Remain in the present. And I'm talking to me on this one right here. See, a lot of times I beat myself up. You know, I'm an overthinker. You know, I tend to overthink. So when something goes wrong, I'm in that moment right now. I'm in the fight right now. And I'm not worried about the other rounds. I'm still worried about the round that I'm in right now. And when I do that, see, when we do that, we give up the opportunity to be able to seize the moment. We give up the opportunity to take control of the situation because we're still worried about this situation. So I'm going to say right now that we have to remain mindful. Understand what has happened in the present, accept it, but then be able to move forward. Because with each day, you have an opportunity to prepare. Take the things that you have learned today and prepare for tomorrow. Next, just because you fuck up one time, let me rephrase. I ain't even gonna say one time. You have a bad week. You have a bad month. You have a bad season. Your value don't decrease. Your value don't decrease. A lot of times we think that we should accept the things that we deserved. And in turn, yes, you should accept the things that you deserve because you deserve more. But we walk into the situation thinking like this. Well, man, you know, I've been fucking up, so, you know, I deserve this. Damn, you know, I did this, so I deserve that. No. The price is still fucking up. The price is still fucking up. I don't care how many times like I fuck up. My price is still fucking up. And this is the thing that I need people to understand. Netflix shuts down for a whole fucking day. They still charging you the full fucking amount. They still about to hit you with the same full price, the same month. You still gonna pay full price. You have one fucked up time. Why are you decreasing your profit, your value? I get it. You want to try to give good customer service to this fucking thing called karma. But the thing is that just because I have a bad day on Monday don't mean that I'm a different type of person. I just had a bad fucking day. Just because I'm having a bad fucking month and I'm fucking rolling with the punches, that don't mean my value about to decrease. That don't mean that I'm about to just start accepting shit that I normally wouldn't accept. No, the price remains fucking up. Next. Just because they don't understand you does not mean that you are on the wrong path. Just because they do not understand you does not mean that you are on the wrong path. You want to kill an idea? Introduce it to a weak mind. You want to kill a dream? Introduce it to somebody that has never set foot in their own dreams. I have spent episodes talking about how when I joined the military, nobody believed in me. If I would have listened to them, I'm 100% sure I'll still be in Detroit, Michigan. I'm about 30% sure that I would have been killed. I'm about 40% sure that I would have ended up in jail. If them two others would have happened, I end up working at a plant or I end up becoming a janitor. I had no other aspirations. I'm going to just tell you right now, just because they don't believe in you, just because they don't understand you, that don't mean that you on the wrong path. Let me explain something real quick. Your dreams, your aspirations, see, those were things that were given to you. They got your name on them. They made for you. They fit for you. We talk about the Cinderella story on a regular basis. He went to every house in the fucking village and made everybody try that shoe on. But when it got to Cinderella, it was a perfect fit. That's your dreams, your aspirations. They ain't made for everybody else. And one thing that this podcasting thing has taught me is that, you know how many times somebody has came up to me and said like, hey man, I don't know how you do podcasting. I don't know nothing about it. I don't know how you get on social media and do all of that stuff. I don't know nothing about it. I've been judged, laughed at, critiqued, criticized. Fuck, man, I fell out with family over the book. But just because they don't understand you, that don't mean that that you on the wrong path. The path that you walk in is the path that was made for you. If everybody else was on that path, then you wouldn't be dealing with this shit. But you gonna relinquish your voyage because you what? You tired of being alone? Speaking of being alone, find comfort in being alone. I'm gonna say that one more time. Find comfort in being alone. Find comfort in solitude. It's a big difference between being alone and just being lonely. I've been in a room full of people and have never felt so lonely in my life. I've been around people that we ain't clicking. I don't understand y'all. Y'all don't understand me. I'm in a group of people. They're having a whole conversation. I haven't even opened my fucking mouth. There have been times where I've went weeks without saying anything. Just little words here and there. But when I'm by myself, I feel so at peace. Find comfort in being alone. A lot of times, you are all that you need. I'm going to say that again. A lot of times, you're all that you need. You know how many times I get in the car and just drive with just me? Listen to music with just me? Think with just me? Have my best conversations, and I ain't even about to lie to you, have been just with myself. Honestly. Sometimes you don't need a whole bunch of people. It be killing me, man. Motherfuckers, goddamn. They so uncomfortable with being by themselves that they willing to do anything just to be around a motherfucker. For real. You will meet a person that just can't handle being by themselves. Like they can't handle being alone with their thoughts, that they are just, they thirsty just to be around a motherfucker. They thirsty just to be around a motherfucker that they don't even like. They just want some company. They just want to talk to somebody. They just want to be around because they can't handle being by themselves. I'll eat lunch in the car by myself. I'll fucking go home, sit in a room by myself. Spend the whole day. I'll set a whole plan out just to be with me. Honestly, I do that because I fuck with me. And I'm going to just tell you right now, get comfortable with loving you. Get comfortable with being alone. And as we find comfort in solitude, I really just want to take a moment and just say that recharge. And I can't stress this enough, but take time out to invest back into you. Take time out to pour back into you. See, a lot of times we find ourselves in chaotic situations, and we find ourselves in chaos ourselves because we have poured everything that we've had into somebody else, into a certain situation. We're drained, but yet we're still running. We're drained. We still running though. How can I trust you to be there for me when you are never there for yourself? For real. How can I trust you to be there for me when you can't even be there for yourself? So with that being said, I cannot stress this enough. Take time to invest into yourself. Take time to be there for yourself. You will thank yourself later. X, and I love this one. Love you like this is your first time meeting you. For real. Like, love you like this is your first time meeting you. Have you ever and this is for people that honestly, I think everybody can relate. You ever met somebody and they're so new that they're just so intriguing to you? You're enticed by the newness of this person, their ideas, their thoughts, who they are, just being around them. You can't get enough of them. And it's so crazy because you just damn, it's because you're new. New things excite us. The problem is that we get so comfortable with being with us, we forget. We get so comfortable with us that we don't want to explore ourselves no more. Love you just like you have met you for the first time. Learn you like you were learning yourself for the first time. Fall in love with you like you fall in love with somebody for the first time. I'm talking about spend time with yourself like you don't know if you're going to get another day with yourself. Take yourself out like you don't know if you're going to be able to do this again. Surprise yourself like you don't know if you're going to be able to do that again. Buy yourself things that you don't know if you will be able to do again. Love you like this is the first time somebody is meeting you. Let me rephrase, love you like this is the first time that you are meeting you. Because I'm going to just be 100% with you. I'm a whole fucking catch. I take pictures of myself as if this the first time I ever saw a mirror. For real. Like the first time I got that iPhone, and y'all remember how I acted when I acted pretty bougie. But I took pictures of myself like, damn, look at the clarity. And in each picture, I kind of fell in love with myself a little bit more. I'm talking about I would go in and just put on clothes just to see myself in the mirror. I'm loving me like as if this is the first time I ever met myself. Like, damn, Meech, I didn't know your skin glue like that. Damn, Meech, I didn't know you had a thought process like that. Damn, Meech, I didn't know you could dress like that. And when you do that, you remember when I said that you pour into yourself a little bit more? You remember when I said that you find comfort in being alone a little bit more? See, these are the things they kind of connect the dots a little bit, don't they? Love you like as this is the first time you are meeting you. Next, and I think this one kind of ties back into the first thing that I had said. Accept the things, change the things that you can, and accept the things that you can't. If you can change it, then change it. But if you can't, move fucking forward. And what I mean by that, if you can change a situation, then make the change, especially if it's doing harm to you, especially if you want to see a different outcome. But the things that you can't change, like people, their opinions, you can't change that. You can only accept that, hey, this is the way that they think, but this is not what I'm going to tolerate. This is the way that they think, but that's not the way that I think. This is who they are, but that's not who I am. Man, you know how many days I have wasted trying to convince other people to see things the way that I see it? You know how many days I have wasted worried about what somebody else thinks of me? Accept what you can't change, but change the things that you can. And also, the things that you can change is prepping for tomorrow. The things that you can change is getting ready to fucking conquer the world. The things that you can change is loving yourself a little bit more. The things that you can change is ensuring that the things that had happened to you before don't happen again. Life gives us so much experience, but it ends up being worthless because we never take advantage of it. We never seize the opportunity. We never live in the moment. We just get hung up in the fuck ups. But each time you mess up, come on now, you gonna get that test again. Change the fucking answer. Ooh, and this one right here, you're gonna love this. And I don't know who needs to hear this, but the next level is going to be harder than the last. We sit back, we pray to God to take us to the next level, but then we forget that when we get to the next level is going to be harder. If you said that you want to take it to the next level, you said you want to be a better version. You said that you want to find this. You said that you want to do this. But when you finally get there, understand that it's not going to be like the last time. It's not going to be, let me break this down. Let me really just like come at this differently. Level 10 is harder than level 1 for a reason. Because it's level 10 and not level 1. It's not the beginner stage. Also, the higher you go, the closer you're getting to your goal, right? It took me a minute. And the reason why I acknowledge the fact that the next level is going to be harder, because if it was easy, then everybody would be there. Hell, if it was easy, it really would be the next level, would it? Also, respect the next level. Respect the next level. That's it. Respect the fact that the next level is hard. Because it's hard, it's going to challenge you. Because it's hard, it's going to push your boundaries. Because it's hard, it's going to cause you to be able to apply things a little bit more. The things that you learned in the beginner stage are now about to be applied not here. The next level is hard because it's supposed to take you to the next level. It's supposed to push you. You're supposed to have days where you just like, man, I can't fucking do it. I can't stress that enough. If you at the next level and you not going home saying like, I fucking hate this shit, then you ain't at the next level. If you not at the next level and you not going home saying, man, I don't want to fucking go back to work. I don't want to fucking go do this shit. This shit's so fucking hard. Then you not at the next level. You're not being challenged. You're not being fucking pushed. You not. This shit's supposed to stress you out. This shit's supposed to fucking have you at your breaking point. You supposed to be walking you supposed to be walking the line of wanting to quit. Because everything that you got, everything that you brought to this level, you were being challenged at every fucking front, man. And this is the thing right here. And I want you to understand this. That 6 months from now, you're going to be good. A year from now, you're going to be in a different type of comfort zone. And then you're going to be sitting back like, damn, man, why was I tripping? Each level is going to give you, is going to challenge the experience that you have right now. And it's also going to teach you lessons that you're going to need to go to the other level, the level after that. In order to get better, you have to be challenged. So understand that the next level is supposed to be hard. Patience. Consistency and patience are the things that separate the person that is successful and the person that's unsuccessful. Period. We live in this microwave society where we expect success to be like 2 minutes, like a hot pocket. You pop it in the microwave for 2 minutes, comes back out. It's done. We forget that success is a home cooked meal. And I'm talking about one of the meals that take about 4 hours to prep and cook. You got to have patience. And not only do you have to have patience with the situation, you got to have patience with yourself. And I think I'm talking to myself on this one right here, but you got to stop beating yourself up, man. You ain't going to get this shit on the first try, dog. Like, I'm just going to be 100% with you. That's not even in your fucking description. You not made like that. You a repetition type of dude. You got to fucking hit it, and you got to hit it again, and then you got to hit it again, and then you got to hit it again until it feels good to you. But you have to have patience. And as I move into the final one, if I'm going to have patience with myself, then I gotta have forgiveness for myself. I gotta forgive. I gotta forgive. Forgive yourself first. You are only doing the things that you can with the things that you have given. Ugh. You are only able to do the things, you're only able to do what you have. You're only able to do the things that you can with the things that you have. Forgive yourself for the days that you made a mistake. Forgive yourself for the days that you hit the mark. And honestly, forgive them. The ones that didn't believe in you. The ones that didn't support you, criticized you, critiqued you, laughed at you, hurt you. Everybody plays a piece in this thing called life. Everybody has a role in your story. But a lot of times we hold so much resentment that they end up living in our heads rent-free. They live in our minds rent-free because we hold resentment. And the focus that we should be applying on our goals, we give it to them. I said this once, and I'll say it again. Forgiveness is never for the ones that done you wrong. It's for you. It's for you. Finding peace is an everyday journey. There's going to be days where you feel like as if like you are in an utter chaotic moment. Then there's days where you're going to feel tranquil. But one thing that I want you to understand is that peace, you're there. You're there. And just like that, another extraordinary thought left this ordinary mind. I hope you enjoyed this episode half as much as I enjoyed making it. Stay tuned Mondays and Fridays. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram at Meech Speaks. Once again, that's Meech Speaks. Meech is spelled M-E-E-C-H. Don't forget to share this podcast, subscribe to this podcast, follow this podcast, pass this podcast to somebody, because this podcast was dedicated to helping everyone become a better version of themselves. Even though I don't know what that type of version is, I just know that you can be better. Lastly, don't forget to grab your copy of The Extraordinary Thought from the Ordinary Mind, available on Amazon, Barnes & Nobles. I think there's an electrical copy. You know what it is. Stay hungry, stay motivated. I'm out.